Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more of it with a K&N high-flow air filter, designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. Week number 6 in the Tundra Super Sim Series here tonight. We're out at Irwindale Speedway, the half-mile outer track located out in the Los Angeles Basin for the T4X Chassis and Parts 150. And I tell you what, folks, the first 5 weeks delivering every bit of action-packed drama that you'd come to expect in the Semi-Auto Racing Association Super Late Model Series. And I tell you what, week number 6, we got Joe Schaefer Jr., 42 points ahead of David Krikorian in the series points. But don't let that fool you. These drop weeks that they have in there can make everything shuffle around late in the season. Bill Martin back in third in series points, Adam Benefiel. We got Samuel Roush rounding out the top 5, Ty Spearman, Jason Miller, and it looks like Matthew Eddy, Kyle Souza, and Matt Rolfe rounding out the top 10 in the series points. But I tell you what, as the weeks progress on, again, folks, they're given drop weeks, which allows them their 2 worst weeks. If they don't use these provisionals, they're allowed to drop the 2 worst races to gain points advantages. It's a neat little wild card thing that they have in this league, and I tell you what, it definitely makes it interesting, especially in the final weeks. Coming off last week, the Loco Toco Designs 150 at South Boston Speedway was a great race down to the end, and I tell you what, when I say a great race, it was a dominant race, more nevertheless. Trevor Edwards, from green to checkered, first we ever seen on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network happen. Took victory there in week number 5, and the irony to that is just one day prior, he was in a non-winners race for trying to qualify for the Fall Brawl Spectacular. Won it there in a good bout with Landon Siaka. Comes out the next night and leads 150 laps at South Boston Speedway from green to checkered. Takes victory there and definitely helps his points chances here in the Tundra Super Sim Series. So talking about week number 6, though, it is going to be an interesting one. We're told that Ty Majeski joins us here tonight. Ty Majeski, part-time NASCAR Xfinity racer. Races, I believe he's a Roush development driver, and he's debuted in Iowa, and he's been racing a lot in a lot of different super late model leagues as well. He's a multiple Midwest ARCA champion. So he'll be out here on the field tonight. We're told he had the fast time, so no surprise there. But there is an 9-car invert, so he'll be starting in 9th position. And if Trevor Edwards, I'm not sure he's going to be out here week. We did get word here today. We're going to give him a special shout-out as he wanted to be here tonight, but he was given a special little gift and adds a +1 to his family tonight. So congratulations to Trevor. Not only getting a win, he said it took him to get a win for the little man to get here, but he just want to give you a special shout out and congratulations on your little one there being born this week. So talking about the race information here tonight, we're going to put it up on your screen here at Irwindale Speedway. Again, we are on the outer track, the half-mile track. There's multiple different tracks here, from inside figure 8 courses to a shorter course, a Legends track, to this outer half-mile track. Air temperature tonight, 75 degrees in the air with 38% humidity. Clear sky, 102 degrees down there on the track. That is going to make it very, very difficult to pass here at this track. Joining me now, though, we're going to bring the man in to talk a little bit about it. He runs with the T4X team and their team chassis and parts sponsoring tonight's race here at Irwindale for the T4X Chassis and Parts 150. Matt Rolfe joins me. How you doing tonight, Matt?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good so far. How about you?
Oh, not too bad. Looking for some great racing here in week number 6 of the Tundra Super Sim Series. Tonight, your team sponsors this Irwindale track, and I'm guessing because you guys love this track so much.
Yeah, we've had some good runs here the past few seasons. Not just here in the super late models, but we've run here in the past in late models and street stocks and all that too. So I got to give a shout out to Clay Snyder. You helped out and stepped up to help pay for this race to be broadcasted. So I appreciate him, and just want to give a shout out to all my teammates. Daryl and Derek are in here tonight racing. Scott and Russell aren't here, and Clay's not here either. But big thanks to those guys for all their help every week, not just here on Thursday nights, but Monday through Thursdays as well. So appreciate that. And yeah, we like this track. I think a lot of guys like this track. I think you'll see a pretty good show. Guys will be running every groove you can imagine out here tonight, I'm sure.
Well, one question I always have, and I get from a lot of viewers out there, we mentioned the different teams. You got the Posse, Wheel and Deal, and Motorsports, T4X, and such. You got multiple different teams that partake in working together, some group efforts here, working together to be able to put some solid race setups together week in and week out. And you guys have had your team for quite a long while. How do you initiate somebody new? If somebody wanted to join T4X, what's kind of the process? Is there like a hazing process, a trial period? What are that if you wanted to add somebody to your roster?
I don't know if we haze anybody. But the T4X guys, we're just a group of friends. We all get along. We've all raced with each other season after season. And when you run with the same guys every week, you kind of get to know them. You know, we talk to them during the races, after the races, and all that. So that's kind of how our team got started from the very beginning. I don't know that we're particularly recruiting any drivers, but I know there are some teams out here, like you've already mentioned, some of the big ones, the Posse, One Up, Wheelin' and Dealin'. But there's some smaller teams that might be looking for help too. So, you know, some of these guys that you see here tonight, they might not be on one of those big teams, but they're going to be probably battling inside the top 10 if they have a good enough setup. And those might be the guys that are looking for some help from some guys. And I think that's kind of how some of these teams start, is you kind of find yourself running around a lot of guys each week. You know you're both struggling at times, so you kind of just start talking about what you guys can do to improve. So that's kind of where usually where the teams in this league kind of start from and kind of move forward with, is you know, going through that whole process.
Definitely neat to hear that, and exciting to see how guys can come together and form a great team. And definitely it's hard to do it solo, but it's nice to have a fresh set of eyes, a different perspective and a different approach to a race setup to make yourselves faster. So it's awesome to hear that. Definitely got a lot of sponsors, picked up a lot of sponsors this season. Anybody you want to talk about here as well, as we got them up on the screen?
Well, you have them on the screen. I'm sure you'll mention them a couple times tonight, so obviously I'm not going to go through all of them. We'll be here all night, but big thanks, as always, to Tundra Super Late Models for coming on board to be our title sponsor. Midwest Power Source is a big sponsor this season, putting up some money for both the regular season and the Fall Brawl. And then speaking of the Fall Brawl, got to thank H&H Sign and Supply for coming on board for that. That'll be happening in a few weeks here, mid-November. We'll have that big event. We're kind of going to release some details on that in the next week or so, get some registrations going and get that underway, but we're looking forward to that event. So big thanks to those sponsors, and then all the other ones on the screen as well that I'm sure you'll go over.
All right, well, pleasure talking to you here tonight. 150 laps the distance at this outer track, 102 degrees. What's that going to do, right before we let you go here, what's that going to do as far as a race setup or a line that you're going to have to look to run? Because it definitely sounds like it's going to be tough to pass.
Yeah, I think you're going to see guys searching all over the track. I'm one of the guys that likes to run the very bottom once the track kind of gets worn in, but you're going to see guys running up top, almost basically wall riding, but they'll be right on the edge, riding the wall too. And then some guys might be set up to have their cars work later in the race, right in the normal groove. So you'll see cars everywhere on the track tonight. Every groove's going to work at some point. You know, you mentioned the hot track. That kind of just makes guys search around a little bit more. So we'll see how it shakes out, but I think you're going to see some pretty good action. All
right, looking forward to it, Matt. Best of luck to you in tonight's race.
All right, thanks.
There you have it, folks. Matt Rolfe, the administrator for the Semi-Auto Racing Association and T4X member, for the title sponsor for tonight's race, the T4X Chassis and Parts 150 here at Irwindale. Also got to give a shout-out to K&N Air Filters. Appreciate the broadcasting of the commercials, and you'll be seeing some more of those throughout our broadcast. So got the nod from them to be able to broadcast some commercials for them. So always happy to do that, and just wanted to give them a special thanks as well. But looks like we're getting down to it, folks. Ready to go racing here. They're going to be calling them in, and we are going to look to get down to that grid and get you tonight's starting lineup. So as we take a look at the starting lineup, again, a 9-car invert here tonight. Matthew Eddy will start in the pole position. Matt Rolfe will be to the outside of the first row. Colin Allman, Brandon Wilkinson in that second row. Landon Siaka rounding out the top 5 inside of row number 3. To his outside, he's going to have the number 30 of Tim Bills. Joe Schaefer Jr., your series points leader, will start 7th. Krikorian, second in points, will be to his outside in that 4th row. Your fast qualifier tonight with the 9-car invert, Ty Majeski, the 91 machine, will have the 19 to his outside, and of Samuel Roush rounding out the top 10. Looking on back, we got a new guy here tonight, James Milbuckler, Darrell Hamlin, Tyler Hudson, Garrett Stokebauer, Jason Miller, Christopher Alcares, Drew Krybeck, Alan Pajari, Ian Lane, Adam Benefield through 20. And your field tonight, Michael Goddard, Derek Robinson, Kyle Souza, Ben Nile, Cody Brinson, Donald Clark, Devin Rogers, Travis Pryor, Christopher Shannon, and Bill Martin, your 30-car field here at Irwindale. And the Mustang iRacing pace car begins taking around for the first of a 2-lap pace. And the pace car bringing them right around. Into the front stretch, the lights will go dim on that pace car, and it will be set the next time by for 150 laps here at Irwindale for the T4X chassis and parts. 150. Week number 6 in the Tundra Super Sim Series. Pace car will be off the track in turn number 3, and on behalf of the Sim Auto Racing Association, the Tundra Super Sim Series, Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, iRacing.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dustin Caldwell, and we're ready to go racing here at Irwindale. Matthew Eddy to the green flag. We're underway. And Matthew Eddy out to that sizable lead through the backstretch. Colin Allman right behind him. About a 4/10 gap between the two. Matthew Eddy, though, looking really solid into lap number 3. Landon Siaka back in third. Has got a couple of cars behind him. A pair of battling here. The number 5 of Matt Rolfe and the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. were going side by side. Now we see the 91 of Ty Majeski up into 6, out of turn number 4 through the front stretch. Running that lower groove, trying to gain some ground, had to start 9th, was the fast qualifier. We've seen time and time again the fast qualifier is not always going to get you there. As our first caution flag comes out here on lap number 4. And it looks like Ian Lane involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look. So following the 98 of Ian Lane down there on the track, running the Lowe's Chevrolet. Bill Martin looking underneath, and he's just going to get a little bit of a pinch action. Bill Martin right into the side of Miller, and Kyle Souza getting wrapped up in that one as well. About a 3-4 different car contact. First caution flag coming out on lap number 4. Tonight's cameras coming at you by Ryan Eckstein of Eckstein Cameras. Always glad to have some Eckstein cameras, as he has these lovely crank it up track cams and wall cams. Get you down and close to these super late models. But again, talking about week number 6, Joe Schaefer Jr. and his 42-point lead over David Krikorian. They started side by side in the 4th row of this race. You gotta wonder how that's gonna play out. Again, we talk about the sponsors. Tundra Super Late Models bearing the series sponsor name, the Tundra Super Sim Series. Midwest Power Sourcings, HydePride.com, Callaway Investments, DonutsDesign.com, Loco Toca Designs, The Car Show, Area 52 Designs, JVM Racing, Downey's Chassis Works, and The Posse are your Thursday night sponsors here for the Tundra Super Sim Series. Should see the lights come off the pace car the next time by, and we'll be ready to go racing on a lap number 10. If you want to know more about the Sim Auto Racing Association, you can find them up at the top right-hand corner at racesara.com. lights off that pace car. It's going to be Matthew Eddy up front, Colin Allman to the outside, Matt Rolfe, Joe Schaefer Jr., your front four. Pace car will be off the track before turn 3. Here we go. The 88 to set that pace, bringing us back to green on lap number 10. Off turn 4 on the throttle, green flag flies, we're back to the race. And some side-by-side action in the battle for third between Majeski. Oh, a little bit of contact with the 67 of Allman and the 5 of Rolfe. Rolfe will escape with that one. Schaefer Jr. now in the mix. Majeski up into the top 5. He's gained 4 spots here in the first 12 laps of this race. And how about the newcomer right here, the number 61 of James Milebachler. I believe I'm pronouncing that correct. Started 11th here tonight. He's up 5 positions into 6th. Looking really solid. Always nice to see some new faces in town to come out and just really do well at these tracks. David Krikorian second in the series points. The 66 Exalta car up to the high side of the 61. And now Majeski on the move. Allman to the low side as they come through turn number 4 into the front stretch. Pretty much single file in the top 10 as you see him there through turns 1 and 2. And again, at the start of the race here, folks, 102 degrees. The track temperature making it very difficult to pass. But these guys somehow, some way, will find an opportunity as now we're going to see the 91 of Majeski looking to the inside of Allman. Through the backstretch into the third turn. Not taking too much of a risk yet. We got 150 laps. Down to 134, 33 laps remaining. So plenty of time, plenty of distance to seek out that opportunity. But yet Ty Majeski yet again looking underneath Colin Allman through the front stretch into lap 18. Going to jump outside the top 10 here. Have a couple of cars going at it. The number 69 of Derek Robinson. Right there behind the 17 of Christopher Allcares. One of the drivers using the apron here trying to cut some length off the track. And now we may have a battle for the race lead as Matt Rolfe underneath Matt Eddy. 2 Matts side by side into 3 here on lap 19 with a Joe Schaefer Jr. just in between them. And we've got our first lead change on the night as the number 5 of Matt Rolfe takes over the race lead on lap number 20. Side by side action. Allman just behind Schaefer Jr., but Schaefer Jr. is going to edge him out. That is your series points leader, the number 6, taking over second at the line. And now Matthew Eddy falling off the pace just a little bit. Back 3, now 4 positions. Ty Majeski looking to the low side as well. How about the battle up front? Joe Schaefer Jr. trying to close the gap on your race leader, Matt Rolfe. Ty Majeski right there, folks. That is a real-life Xfinity racer, NASCAR Xfinity racer. How about that? Multiple Midwest ARCA champion as well. Quite the resume on that 91 machine and the driver behind it. Colin Allman seeking out an opportunity to get around the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. We go back up to the high cams and show you the distance here on the field. Matthew Eddy continuing to fall back just a little bit. Right there's the 19 of Samuel Roush in one of the few Mopar machines on the field. And how about this guy, the number 7 of Daryl Hamlin? Often get asked if he's related to Denny. He just chuckles and he doesn't tell me. He's running that Kingsford charcoal paint scheme here tonight. And still trying to hold the 66 at bay. Milebachler, I believe, is always gonna kind of go with that one. James Milebachler in the 61. Staying in front, and he's got the top 5 slot right now. There's your race leader, the number 5 of Matt Rolfe. Right there with him is the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. And a neat little story about the number 6. He used to race for the T4X team, and he switched over to a different team last season. And now lap traffic just ahead. The number 18 squeaks out of the way. That is Donald Clark as the race leaders right there. These front 4 cars not leaving much room for each other. Heavy battle here through lap number 30. And Ty Majeski back there in 4th. And a few bit cars going at it right back here, just around 10th position. Matthew Eddy, who had led the first 17 laps of the race, now falling outside the top 10. Joe Schaefer Jr. assuming the race lead. Pick up his 4th lap lead now. And Majeski seeking out opportunity on the high side of the 67 of Colin Allman. And here, just as we were told, some of the cars looking to go to the high side, and there you see David Krikorian using the high side of the track way up there by the wall. Here's a look at your current top 5, folks. It is Joe Schaefer Jr., Matt Rolfe, Colin Allman, Ty Majeski, David Krikorian, your race summary, 36 laps complete, 4 lead changes, and 1 total caution. How about the side-by-side battling right up here up front? Matt Rolfe trying to hold on to second. Colin Allman looking underneath. It's a 3-car battle here as Ty Majeski could find opportunity, but he's right now watching the 2 cars battle just ahead, and here comes David Krikorian finding some speed on the high side. How about that? Still continuing to run the high side. And Majeski's going to get by Matt Rolfe from 9th to 3rd in the matter of 40 laps here as they head into lap 41. So 40 now complete. Matt Rolfe and Krikorian now side by side. Down to the apron goes the number 5 of Rolf. So I got a pronunciation here for this gentleman. From a Caitlin Cotton, excuse me, out there in YouTube, giving me the correct pronunciation here. So it's James Milbachler. Hope I got that right now. So the number 61 making his debut here in the Tundra Super Sim Series tonight here at Irwindale. Not doing too bad of a job. In 7th position right now. Right in front of him is the 19 of Samuel Roush. He's looking to the high side to follow the 66 of David Krikorian. And now Majeski. How about this? Majeski, well, still in 4th. Joe Schaefer Jr., though, the car to beat tonight. Got about a 2.3 second lead over the field. Climbing up towards 2.5 seconds over Colin Allman. There you see the gap. Schaefer Jr. rolling through turn number 4. Here he comes off of turn number 4. And just now into turn number 4. Matt Rolfe and Colin Allman, who are battling very, very closely for that second position slot. Rolfe down to the apron, trying to edge out that 67. And what a battle at the line. Colin Allman holds on to second. Rolfe may have had it officially at the line. Right now, that 67 on the high side yet again, trying to find the speed. You can see the track starting to darken in, where everybody pretty much is running the same line. The hotter temperatures forcing the rubber down on the track early. And Joe Schaefer Jr. now crossing that start-finish line. 1/3 of tonight's race in the books. Krikorian trying to gain some distance here on Majeski as they roll through turns 3 and 4. But a continuing battle between Colin Allman and Matt Rolfe as we see them side by side. And again, Rolfe going to the apron is rejoined by Colin Allman, and it's a little crossover action into 1 and 2. And there you see Colin Allman, and some sparks are going to come off as the 67 tags the wall. Majeski now looking to the inside. Some great battling here, back for 3rd position. Oh, and a little bit of contact between Allman and Majeski. Saw a little crunch effect there. Right on the front left quarter panel of Colin Allman's 67 machine. And there, Colin Allman falling back to 5th is David Krikorian. How about the 66 on the high side? Staying high in the groove, and it is working for him. Now seeking out the 91 just ahead. And an opportunity to pass. Majeski's going to run him up to the wall. Krikorian's trying to get by. And now the 66 being slowed up just a little bit. Lap traffic ahead. There you see Joe Schaefer Jr. swimming through some lap traffic here. At 34 of Alan Pajari to the high side of the number 6 as they roll through turn number 1 here on lap 61. And a caution flag talking about Alan Pajari. He's going to be wrapped up with a couple of cars up on the high side of turn number 3. Let's go back and take a look. So as we follow the 34 of Alan Pajari, he's going to get caught up here. I believe maybe with the 72 of Ben Nile, not quite sure. No, it's going to be the 37 machine. That is Michael Goddard who got into him there, and also getting hung up in the mess is the 32 car of Christopher Shannon. So a couple of cars getting a little bit of damage there. So 62 laps complete here at Irwindale. We are going to step away for a short commercial break. When we come back, got more racing here in the Tundra Super Sim Series. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more of it with a K&N high-flow air filter, designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday night out at Irwindale Speedway, week number 6 in the Tundra Super Sim Series, the T4X chassis and parts 150. Joe Schaefer Jr., total of 40 laps led, now I believe soon to be 41 here. Right before the caution came out, had about over a 2.5 second lead over the field, and David Krikorian catching that momentum on the high side. One of the few drivers having success up by the wall here tonight. We see him roll through the backstretch. Matt Rolfe in third. Colin Allman, Samuel Roush, your top 5. And the number 69 of Derek Robinson in the mix as well. Robinson running the low groove, trying to shave off some distance between him and the 67 of Allman. And a lot of side-by-side action, folks, taking place. And how about this 56 of Brandon Wilkinson, excuse me. Now in 7th position. He started 4th tonight with a 9-car invert. And Darrell Hamlin down on the apron, trying to get by the 56. It's really interesting to see the dynamic here at this track. Some of these drivers seeking out the apron as we see Darrell Robinson looking to go all the way down to stay competitive, and it's working for him here at this point, as we'll take you down closer. Following the 69 of Robinson. I believe it's a Chevrolet Toyota battle here between these two cars. And Robinson down on the apron. How about this? Able to stay side by side with Colin Allman on the high side. There we see Allman swinging way wide, but catches the momentum off the 4th turn, and it just pushes him right by Robinson. Keep that nose out in front of the guy on the low side. So after the restart, Joe Schaefer Jr. not out to the dominant performance he once was, and again had over a 2.5-second lead. And ever since the restart has been yet to get over a 1/4 second, as David Krikorian is right there with him. The battle up front for the race lead in the backstretch. That is 1 and 2 in the series points, folks. The number 6 of Schaefer Jr. up top. The number 66 of Krikorian in second. Looking to change that, though, in the race. He's got the momentum. Let's see if he can do it. Will we have a lead change at the line? Here comes Krikorian. It's going to be a battle. And yes, we got another lead change as David Krikorian takes over the race lead on lap 82. Talk about an endurance and momentum swing from one of the drivers up there, able to run the high line. Matt Rolfe, in contrast, is running the apron and now making it a 3-car battle for the race lead. There's the difference right there. A lot of work, a lot of effort has got to go into practicing running that high line and not hitting the wall. And we're seeing an excellent job of it right there. The two drivers behind him, Matt Rolfe, able to get around Schaefer Jr. at the line. Still side by side through the backstretch. And it looks like Rolfe's going to clear him. Schaefer Jr. goes underneath. A little bit of crisscross action between the two. He's going to force the 5 up the track. No apron this time for Matt Rolfe. And the effort stunted there from Joe Schaefer Jr. as Matt Rolfe now clears him by a couple car lengths just as the caution flag comes out here on lap 87. And Devin Rogers appears to be involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look. The JVM Racing Sizzle Marine, number 25 of Devin Rogers, involved in this caution. As he's right up there with Ben Nile, gets into the side of the 72. Both of them hook up. And it doesn't look like much contact. Oh, in the 81, Ben Nile pulls up right in front of the 81 car of Travis Pryor. Causes a little bit of contact there. No wall contact between the two drivers. So you're running top 5 as it stands, folks. Krikorian the top of the field. He's led 9 laps now. Matt Rolfe, Joe Schaefer Jr., Derek Robinson, Colin Allman. Top 3 drivers have all led laps here tonight. Matt Rolfe's led 10 laps. Joe Schaefer Jr.'s led 52. Your race summary. Total of 89 laps complete here tonight. 5 lead changes, 3 total cautions. First caution flag coming out on lap number 3. The second one, lap 60. And the last one on lap 86. And again, a special shout out to tonight's sponsors as we put them up on the screen for you. 2 of the majors, Tundra Super Late Models, a Wisconsin area racing league. If you're up in that area and you want to see some great super late model racing, just check out the Tundra Super Late Models. Midwest Power Source Inc. These guys rebuild a lot of diesel engines from anything, I believe, from locomotives to ferries that you would ride to take to an island. It's really neat to see what these guys do, but Midwest Power Source, one of the new sponsors this season. HydesPride.com, longtime leather product maker. They've provided some neat little prizes, some leather belts and such. Callaway Investments, one of the long-term sponsors for the Sim Auto Racing Association Super Late Model Series. That's just some of the sponsors this Thursday night. Lights off the pace car. We're ready to get back green on lap number 93. It's going to be David Krikorian. And Matt Rolfe up front. Here we go. On that throttle out of 4. Green flag flies. And some great battling up front as we see David Krikorian go back to the high line. And it's working well. Matt Rolfe down to the apron. Joe Schaefer Jr. up to the high side. The battle for second. And it looks like it's going to swing way of the number 5. Great side-by-side racing. Tyler Hudson looking a little shy there as I think Derek Robinson went and tagged the wall a couple of times. Number 10 of Hudson said, I'm going to stay out of the way of that. And how about that? Again, Tyler Hudson having a great night. Robinson trying to get in front of him. Right in front of Robinson is Colin Allman, who's looking for some laps led tonight. And Krikorian, 16 total laps led as we're closing in on 50 to go. Matt Rolfe trying to get it within 0.2 of a second. He's got to shave about a 10th off. Apron just not getting him there. He's going to look up to the high line through the backstretch. dives to the apron in 4, comes back up, and how about that? There's the gap that he needed. So I think he's just only running the apron in turns 3 and 4. As we'll see him look to do it again. A lot of success in that 3rd and 4th turn for him. He runs the high line in turns 1 and 2 and through the backstretch. Less than 50 laps remain here in week number 6 of the Tundra Super Sim Series. And now Rolf's going to try the apron in 1 and 2. Jumping back to 9th position here tonight is Landon Siaka. Started in the top 5. He's down 4 positions from where he started. And again, had a great battle last Wednesday night with Trevor Edwards in the non-winners race. Out at 5 flags, trying to lock in a slot at the Fall Brawl. Came up 2nd, and just the week before that at New Hampshire, came up 2nd there. Don't count out that driver in the 21 machine. He's known to get to the front when it counts. And we'll see if he has what it takes to do it here tonight, as he's got less than about 45 laps remaining. So David Krikorian, good opportunity to gain some back. That 42-point deficit on Joe Schaefer Jr. tonight, if he pulls off a win here, will definitely help the cause. Although his competitor right there in 3rd, and we've got a big caution. Looks like James Milbachler might have been involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look. Right behind him, the number 12 of Drew Krybeck, who's going to search underneath, may have caused this one. We'll have to see what happens, and it's just going to be a collision right there. Krybeck's going to go flying into the infield, and Milbachler having a little bit of hiccup there. Got into a collision. Let's go back and take a look at the perspective here from Drew Krybeck. Krybeck trying to go to the apron here. Gets down right by it, and they just meet. He's got a push coming up out of the turn. And how about that hit? Ouch. Inside wall for the number 12. Takes a heavy, heavy hit. So the number 12 will be down on pit road. A good point here as we see some of the chat going on in YouTube. Again, we're broadcasting to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And one of the comments made by out there is the number 98 of Ian Lane himself, making the comment he just loves how dynamic this track is, and that is what we're seeing here tonight. You know, people running 3 different possible lines to stay competitive. And that man right there, the number 66 of David Krikorian, one of the few drivers here tonight making that top line look very, very easy to run with much success. Total now 30 laps led. Coming up next week in the Tundra Super Sim Series, we'll move out of Irwindale and go to one of the most exciting tracks, as I slowly lose my voice talking about it. Oxford Plains Speedway, the fishbowl of all fish bowls. Practically constantly turning at that track. It's got a little bit of a straightaway in the back, but very, very tricky. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, ready to get back to racing on lap 113. David Krikorian to take us there. Pace cars in. Off of turn 4 on that throttle. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. And a little restart incident is going to bring the caution flag right back out. Let's go back and take a look. So Matthew Eddy running into the caution here. Samuel Rouse just ahead. Jason Miller, Darrell Hamlin, almost called him Denny there. And looks like there's the hiccup right there with Miller. And just a little hiccup on the restart. Throws the caution flag back out again. So less than 35 laps remaining as they cross the start-finish line. Still more racing to come, folks, as you're watching the Tundra Super Sim Series here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is dirt racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the dirt revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday night here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, the Tundra Super Sim Series, week number 6, lights off the pace car, ready to get back at it with lap 120. Krikorian Rolf up front, Schaefer Jr. Hudson, your front 4. Here we go. Green flags back in the air. And Krikorian still out in front, but a lot of drivers looking to change that. And one of them right there, the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Had 52 laps led here tonight. Matt Rolfe just ahead. Had 10 laps led. And the man in the middle of all this, how about this 0-1 of Tyler Hudson? Started 13th. He's running 3rd. Keep an eye on the 0-1. And some of the cars there, we see Derek Robinson going to the apron. And the number 82 of Adam Benefiel now up into the mix. Benefiel here tonight started 20th. And he's in the top 5, and oh, wow! Unbelievable. Joe Schaefer Jr. was just involved in an incident. Somebody tried to run the apron, came up and clipped him. Let's go back and see who it was. I think it was Colin Allman that clipped him. Let's see what happens here. And it is Colin Allman right there, just hooks him. And Joe Schaefer Jr. in the button box shop, number 6 car, got clipped and spun around. That is a heartbreaker right there. Schaefer Jr. atop of the series points here tonight. 42 points coming into week number 6. Has been relegated now back to 19th position as a result of getting spun out by Colin Allman. On the other side of the coin, it does help the cause here for the 66 of David Krikorian. Though I'm sure David would tell you he doesn't want to see something like that happen to help his cause. He wants to earn it. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he's earned every bit of those 46 laps that he's led here tonight at Irwindale. Driver right behind him, Matt Rolfe, has led 10 laps. You see he's got a little bit of damage on his car, so everybody is just a little beaten and banged up. And how about the 01 Ford machine, Tyler Hudson and Adam Benefiel running that Pontiac on the outside. Two guys who started outside the top 10 that are right there in 3rd and 4th respectively. But again, you're watching the Tundra Super Sim Series, the T4X Chassis and Parts 150 here at Irwindale. Appreciate you tuning in, whether you're getting us through YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch TV. Always a pleasure to be able to bring this great racing action to you week in and week out. As now we see the lights come off the pace car. It'll be lap 130 when we go back green. A little bit of race summary for you, folks. 5 lead changes out of the 128 complete, 6 total cautions. Pace car dives off the track. Here we go. Green flag flies. And it looks like Tyler Hudson trying to edge out Benefiel and stay in front of him, but Benefiel on the high side looking to get into second now as he's right there with Matt Rolfe. I think Benefiel's trying to learn here from Krikorian. Maybe run a little bit higher groove. That seems to be the place to run as the guy right there ahead, your race leader, making it 52 lead now. Less than 21 laps remain. Take you back up to the high cam here. Benefield still trying to seek out Matt Rolfe and battle him for second position. Outside the top 5, Tim Bills in 6th position here tonight. Started 6th. He's running 7th, but I think he's going to go up to 6th. There it is. Finally gets corrected. Right behind him, Kyle Souza. Souza started 23rd, and he's up into the top 10. Running 7th currently. He's got Daryl Hamlin underneath him. And right behind him, the number 21 of Landon Siaka. How about Joe Schaefer Jr., folks? Pushed all the way back to 19th position. He's trying to make it 3 wide here. Running 11th amidst all that chaos. And, oh man, somebody flipped, and now a caution flag comes out. Cody Brinson involved in this one. We got to go back and see. We got some smoke down there on the apron as well. Going to use the high cam on this one, Cody Brinson. The number 98 machine down there. Jason Miller right behind him. These two hooked up before, and it looked like Samuel Roush may have caused this one. So we go back and follow Samuel Roush. And Siaka. There's a little tail drag there, nose to tail drag on Kyle Souza. Enough to get everybody shaking and nervous, and it caused a couple of cars to get in contact. Samuel Roush inside the top 10, now falls back to 16th. And right behind him, how about that, Matthew Eddy. Driver who started in the pole position here tonight, running 17th. Had a total of 17 laps led. So 8 laps remaining. Talking about the schedule and things coming up. We'll be at Oxford Plains next week. Week after that, we'll be out to Southern National Motorsports Park for the Posse Shootout. The 150 laps for the night race there on November 9th. Then, that following week, it is the Fall Brawl Spectacular. That is one you don't want to miss. All out at Five Flag Speedway. You can find that schedule and more on RaceSARA.com. Here we go, ready to get back to the green. It'll be 6 remaining. Krikorian on the throttle. Green flag's in the air. And there's an incident. I think Matt Rolfe got turned in that one. Possibly got turned right here. That's just a little bit of contact between him and Benefiel. Tyler Hudson trying to get by him, and Rolfe, unfortunately, will get spun around, shuffled back to 20th position out of that. So the question remains, will we see another green flag lap, folks? Not sure we're going to see it. What I am sure of, we'll step away for a short commercial break. Come back, we'll find out.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more of it with a K&N high-flow air filter, designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Irwindale, week number 6 in the Tundra Super Sim Series, and the white flag is out. That means we will not see another green flag here tonight, and your winner is going to be the 66 of David Krikorian as he now comes to the checkered flag. And Tim Bills, I believe, will have a podium finish out of this. Adam Benefiel, I believe, will come in second. Definitely a big hiccup at the last second heading into turn number 4. Matt Rolfe getting into a little bit of contact. And there he is, down in the infield. Your winner here tonight. So we'll bring the results up on the screen for you here, folks, as we stand by to get you some driver interviews. Definitely a interesting night of racing, and like I said, always comes down to the end. Things can change, drama unfolds, and yet tonight does not deliver any less on the drama. While we're waiting, we're going to shuffle through the results here real quick. Let's bring up the race summary out of the 150 complete here. 5 lead changes tonight, 9 total cautions. And again, it started the race 102 degrees on the track temperature. Had drivers fighting for multiple different lines to run, just as Matt said. And some of that in the result is why we had some of those cautions. And we'll bring the results back up here. Joining me now, finishing third here tonight at the number 30 machine, driver of the H&H Sign and Supply car, Tim Bills joins me now. And Tim, What was your thoughts on finishing in third here tonight, let alone in the top 5? I know you kind of started outside the top 10, if not the top 15, and you're able to come together here at the end. Car just kind of came to life towards the end, and you started gaining some positions, and then with that big hiccup in turn 4, you find yourself here in third tonight. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that was interesting at the end. First off, congratulate DK on the win there, home track. And but no, I had to take an EOL at the beginning. My internet, my connection, I didn't know how good it was going to be, and I didn't want to cause a wreck going into turn 1, so I just started in the back and took my time and come up through and just tried to stay out of the wrecks. And it was trying to stay up on the high side. But it was pretty good.
Definitely a solid-looking night. Next week, we go out to Oxford Plains. What are your thoughts on that race?
I think if we go green, we can get some long green flag runs. It'll be pretty fun because there will usually the outside group has been coming in. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Well, do you have any thanks or shout-outs for your third-place finish here tonight?
Yeah, I could thank H&H Science Supply and Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports, DK, and all the guys over there. And congratulate Trevor Edwards on having a little boy today.
All right. Well, congratulations to you, sir, for finishing third here tonight. Good job done out there tonight, especially from having to take the EOL and get a podium and finish is no small feat.
Yep. Thank you, Dustin.
There you have it, folks. The number 30 at Tim Bill's coming in third here tonight. Well, let's go talk with this guy, driver of the number 82 One Up Motorsports team. This is Adam Benefiel, one of the few drivers out there running that Pontiac body on the car. And Adam, tonight, you know, you guys had a little bit of hiccup there at the end. Rolf got into the side of you, and it caused a big caution when he got spun out, and pretty much you're able to stay through it and finish second here at Irwindale. Tell us a little bit about your night.
First off, the incident between me and Rolf, I guess it's just really which side you're looking at it from. I didn't do nothing intentional. I felt like I held my line, but if the committee or the league admin see that it was my fault, then it's my fault, and I hate it happened. I wasn't intending for it to happen. Sorry, but no, the car was good. We racing pretty bad under the weather tonight, and didn't qualify with crap, and we just took our time and picked our way up to the field. Jason gave me a good car, and we just tried to make sure it was there at the end.
Well, definitely you got in second there at the end. Excellent job, well done. You got Oxford Plains next week. Now, if I remember one season ago, we were running for the series points lead, and I got to rag on you a little bit on this. You didn't make the qualification cut for Oxford Plains. What was your thoughts as this track's coming up next week?
Yeah. Hopefully we won't spin out in qualifying this time, but if we do, at least we got a provisional this time. But maybe we can. I think Christian ended up winning that race last year, so we got a good setup for there, and we'll take some things that we learned here lately and tweak onto that car, and maybe we'll have a good run.
Well, definitely excellent job here done tonight. Looking forward to seeing you out at Oxford Plains, and Ty Spearman over there chuckling in the corner telling you to keep it short. But do you have any additional thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish?
Yeah, all the guys at One Up Motorsports, Roll Speed Dynamics, Midwest Power Source. They come on board here recently. Big thanks to Jason Tarasenko for that. And Loco Toco Designs. I finally figured out how to say his daggum name. So thanks to them. And thank you to my beautiful 2-year-old that's standing right here beside me for being a champ and letting me finish out this race while she woke up.
Always nice to have an audience, especially in the car with you. Well, congratulations, Adam, on your second place finish here tonight. Definitely looking to see you in action next week out at Oxford Plains.
All right, man, I appreciate it. And Spearman, shouldn't he be in bed by now? I mean, sleeping pills should have kicked in by now.
Taking the shots. There you have it, folks. Adam Benefield coming in second here tonight, and I'm sure Ty will get a laugh out of that one. Joining me now, tell you what a night it was for him. Total of 70 laps led here, David. You come into week number 6 at a 42-point deficit behind Joe Schaefer Jr. A win here tonight definitely helps your cause, and I tell you what, if you're out there doing the job. You're doing a great job on that high side. You got all that momentum. Your night's looking great. He's back there in third, fourth position, trying to catch you, trying to get up there. He gets spun out, gets kicked all the way back to 19th position, but that late race caution salvages a fourth place finish. So, your deficit to him is going to be cut shorter, but not as short as if he'd have been outside the top 10. Tell us a little bit about your night, though.
Nah, you just got to keep chipping away at that when it comes to the points there, but we had a feeling we were going to have pretty much a similar car that we had last season. We just needed to get a long enough run for the really, really high line to actually kick in, because that's where we had all the speed last season, and luckily that it rotated just as well as it did last season. I couldn't figure out what setup I wanted to run, because one turned a little bit better, but last season running up against the wall like that, the car actually turned more, so I went with the tighter setup, hoping it would kind of offset it, and it did.
Well, one of the few drivers out there, and I mentioned it all night, able to run that high line. It was really neat to watch you do that. And just out of curiosity, as the race progressed, how tough was it to try to keep the car off the wall? Because, you kept yourself up there, out of the, what we'll call the preferred groove where everybody was running. So you didn't really have the rubber effect or the warming effect that a lot of the other drivers have. But did your car feel at times it wanted to go into the wall and you had to keep it out of it? Or how do you keep your mentality from just, inching over enough just to tag that wall?
It felt like there was a small bump up there, but it's kind of more, once you get into a rhythm, it's not that bad. You just kind of gotta not overdrive it, and I hit the wall like a couple times, just kind of scraped it. It's kind of like Darlington. You might scrape it once or twice, but as long as you don't ram it.
Well, it's really a neat job done here tonight, and for that, you're able to lead 70 laps, stay in front of this field out of about 4 or 5 caution restarts. Had some great restarts. Of course, you had to start on the inside and get yourself out there. So, excellent job done there. Next week, we go to Oxford Plains. What is your thoughts at that track?
I just want to finish.
It's usually the mentality of a lot of the drivers that go to that track. Well, congratulations. Do you have any final thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your win here at Irwindale?
Shout out to my team at Irwindale and Trevor Rhodes. Congrats on him. Had his kid a day or two ago, or today, I think. Shout out to Tim for running tonight. He didn't want to run tonight and went ahead and ran. And shout out to Wendell. This is his setup from last season. We made little to no changes, and it was just as good as it was last year.
All right. Well, congratulations, David, on your win here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in action in week number 7 at Oxford Plains.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. A little bit of interview there with David Krikorian, tonight's winner. He's able to run the high line and come out ahead in front of everybody, especially at that late race caution. Adam Benefield finishes second, Tim Bills third. Your series points leader, Joe Schaefer Jr. What a salvaged finish here after being spun by Colin Allman with about 20 to go, and he's able to rally it back into fourth. Tyler Hudson tonight had a solid performance to get a top 5 finish. Brandon Wilkinson will finish 6th. Darrell Hamlin, Jason Miller, Kyle Souza, Colin Allman will round out tonight's top 10. As we look on back, Michael Goddard, James Milbachler, after the help of a member in the audience there, I believe Caitlin Cotton helped me out with that, and appreciate that. So James Milbachler will finish 12th. Samuel Roush, Cody Brenson, Matthew Eddy, the top 15. Alan Pajari, Garrett Staugbauer, Ben Nile, Landon Siaka, Matt Rolfe through 20. Your field here tonight, Travis Pryor, Derek Robinson, Drew Kryback, Christopher Allcares, Devin Rogers, Bill Martin, Ty Majeski, Christopher Shannon, Ian Lane, and Donald Clark. That is your field here for the T4X chassis and parts 150 at Irwindale. And joining me now for his final thoughts on the night, the league administrator, Matt Rolfe. And I know talking about tonight, you said that a lot of drivers are going to search out different lines here tonight. We saw you run some different lines, and a lot of drivers trying to find the line that worked, but it looked like the one that was consistent all night long was David Krikorian running that high line, and here he finds himself in victory lane tonight. What was your thoughts on this race here this evening?
Yeah, that race was a lot of fun. We had a couple of cautions there late in the race that it seems like the track surface model on iRacing lately, you get a caution or two kind of back to back, and the track kind of goes away. So we usually need another 20, 30 lap run for people to start searching for grooves again. So it was tough after restarts to search around. But yeah, during those long runs, I'm sure DK was up there on the high side. Krikorian was running up against the wall. I was running down bottom. We were racing against guys that were running in the middle and everything in between, and I'm sure it was just as crazy throughout the pack. So it's a lot of fun when this track, when we get some green flag runs in and lets guys kind of move around, do some different things. After we had some cautions there, Krikorian just had that high side working good enough, especially he'd get the launch off the restarts to get a couple of car lengths gap, and then he'd just have so much momentum on the high side. The only way you're going to catch him is if you did something different than him, and I tried it a few times and never could quite get there. We didn't have long enough green flag runs there at the second half of the race to kind of do anything with him, but it's well deserved by him. It's his home track. He likes his place, and he's got something figured out, so that's good for him.
Well, next week we roll into Oxford Plains, a.k.a. your home track, and you've always been a solid performer, top 5 performer in those races. What is your thoughts on taking on that track? As I know a lot of people, even David Krikorian himself tonight, said that he just wants to finish.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys feel that way, but hopefully that whole home track advantage kind of carries on to next week too. That'd be cool. But I think it'll be, similar to how tonight's race went as far as if we have some long green flag runs, I think you'll see a second groove open up. Guys will start running the outside, and we'll be able to make some passes up there. But if we have some cautions kind of back to back, that groove will go away pretty quick, and a lot of the field will be down on the bottom. So it's a tough race. It's got the curbing down there at the bottom. It makes it really hard to pass. So hopefully we can keep it clean, get some long green flag runs, and I think you'll see a lot of side-by-side racing, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Anything can happen with this dynamic track, as we saw here tonight. Definitely looking forward to it, Matt. But sorry to hear about your late race incident. Hopefully next week you'll rally back and possibly see victory lane.
Well, that's the plan. So thanks a lot. Thanks to the sponsors once again, and we'll see you next week.
All right. There you have it, folks. Matt Rolfe joining us to get his final thoughts on tonight's race. And again, the partners up there on the screen: Tundra Super Late Models, Midwest Power Sourcing, 2 of the major sponsors. HeightsPride.com, Callaway Investments, DonutsDesign.com, Loco Toco Designs, The Car Show, Area 52 Designs, JVM Racing, Down East Chassis Works, and The Posse, your partners for this Thursday night Tundra Super Sim Series. That is going to do it for us, folks. Appreciate you tuning in, whether you got us through YouTube, Facebook Live, or even Twitch TV. Appreciate you tuning in to watch, as we love to bring you some great short track race action. Again, it's getting to be that time of the season. We're going to have some more broadcasts coming to you throughout the week. We've made a post out there on Facebook, so if you know anybody that wants to see their broadcasted league, or their league broadcasted here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, just shoot us a message on Facebook. But folks, that will do it for us. Special thanks again to K&N Filters for allowing us to be able to advertise their commercials out there. Love what they do, and it's always a pleasure to be able to get some great sponsors like that, to be able to, or great companies like that, to be able to allow us to broadcast their products. But that'll do it for us. For the Sim Auto Racing Association, Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, Tundra Super Sim Series, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Thursday night.